Blazers. I'm an experienced loctician over 15 years and also a professional cosmetologist. I have my master's in cosmetology. We are doing a retwist today. So on my client, I've already draped him. And because he's getting a retwist, we have already did his no rinse shampoo. So we do a dry shampoo on a client like this because his hair is so short. We don't want to lose all the twist and progress that we've already made by going in and aggravating the scalp, doing another shampoo. So we do dry shampoo. So we did a dry shampoo. We sprayed some water in and then we filled it in with some moisture. So now we just about to go in for a retwist. And because he's letting his hairline grow in, he has new hair on the back of the neck. So we're just going to record that. So that'll be the process of a starter lock because see, this hair is so short back here. So basically when you go in, we already started to part across the nape line, and then we did a part down at the towards the bottom of the hairline. So what you do is you take that comb and you lay it flat on the scalp, and then you twist it from there, pulling it out a little bit. We already got a twist right there, so it's giving me a little bit of resistance because I had already went in and twisted it. So I'm going to do another one. But basically, you want to lay that comb on the scalp like that because you want to, these hairs are so little, you just want to roll them over. You just want to roll them over. I had already started a twist right there too. So you take it, and you just want to roll it over. I like these little twist combs. You can purchase them online at dreadblazers.com. Go to the dread head, go up in the search, the menu at the top of the website and go under dread heads, and then the combs will be located under there, as well as the products that I use. I like the products that I use because it really doesn't cause buildup in the hair. It's so light, and then it stimulates the scalp for hair growth, promoting hair growth. I've been using it for over 15 years, so I really love that. And y'all see the coils? Y'all keep that comb down up on the head, and then you twist it. And then I'm helping it with the finger because these hairs are so little. So that's just going to basically be a little style. They may not last long because it's so little. And we put some more product on. Hold on. This is a light product. I don't use a black gel. I don't use a beeswax, so it doesn't cake up and give a whole lot of fight. So it's really smooth to use. And keep that comb kind of flat and kind of help it roll over. And I just kind of separate and detangle as I go. Roll it over. Just catching those hairs, roll it down so it's that direction. So I'm not taking all the hair and just pulling it and lifting it. I'm letting it roll several times, locking in down that part section, the parted section. See how I'm going in, scooping them hairs. And y'all can learn it just by watching, because like my aunt was just saying that when I went to Bronner Brothers hair show in Atlanta over 15 years ago, that's when I started. I was in hair school and we went to a hair show, and he was just basically doing a demonstration on his model just like I'm doing today. And he was standing up just talking about the products. They were selling products and said the 90% of it is the products. It's not really even the technique. So I just stood by there watching about 30 minutes, and she's got my camera. I should have put my station on the other side. But I stood there about 30 minutes and watched them, and then I went and brought the tools and the products back to Louisville, and that's how I got started. And I've been twisting ever since. So I got a lot of different experience and a lot of different textures of hair and techniques to use. So we move up. And these is where his hairline's growing in, so we just gonna go in and put some. And like I suggest my clients to come back every 2 weeks at this stage. Whoa! Let me pull this. Yeah. At this stage, I suggest to come back every 2 weeks. But if you cannot, it's okay. Locks is for everybody. So if you don't mind going like a long time and coming back in a month like this, it's fine. You can do that too. It just can you tolerate, you know, how your hair, you know, kind of get to doing its own thing in between process. But I recommend every 2 weeks to expedite the locking process, and then to make it look really maintenance while it's so short. So, but it's up to you. So I suggest tying your hair down. I suggest using a shower cap, so because humidity and water is not your friend right now. A lot of people use water at this time, but to me, when it's so short like this, if you use water, it's going to fluff your hair up. And even though that expedites the locking process, if you use water, your hair being this short, you're going to be looking like this, puffed up, and you know, you don't want to do like that. You want to keep a straight, nice retwist style while it's growing out and locking up until your budding phase, which usually takes the first 2 to 3 months, and then you'll get a little bud in there. So now we got a little length, so we still keep that comb close, but I part as I go, detangle as I go. So now that I'm over here and I got a little bit more hair, I can pull it from the scalp now and start the roll. So I'm holding it in my hand so I can get that comb in close to the scalp and start twirling that comb all the way down to the end. Just twirl that comb. That's why I like working with these small combs. But there's no right and wrong way to do it. There's just the way you do it and the way others do it. What you prefer and what other people may prefer. What's right for you and what may not be right for you. But there's no right or wrong way. Dreads is just neglected, tangled up, matted up hair. So it'll lock regardless of what you do if you neglect it. But it's how maintenance you want yours to look. So this will be my last couple for starting. Then we'll go in for the retwist, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. The hair goes up under that, up underneath the hair. The comb goes up underneath the hair. And it's angled in the direction where we're going down. And I twirl it a couple times within that part, so it go ahead and lock it on in there. And not just take a big chunk and flip the hair over. Because then when you take a big chunk and flip it over and clip it, yeah, it'll stay for a couple days, but eventually it just rotates and flip back over. But when you use a comb, it's twisting from the inside out. So that's why your retwist will last longer than just basically doing like a palm roll, which on a client that's longer, I incorporate palm rolling too, but towards the ends of the hair, so that I can catch all the hair that's down at the ends and just get that to compact tighter. So I usually have bigger clips. And so what I'm doing now is just taking and separating my original roll that's in here for the locks. And I'm clipping that top roll up out of the way. So I like to take my product And this product, a little goes a long way. I can do several heads with one little 13-ounce container. But it don't cause buildup and flaking and stuff like that. It don't dry the hair out, dry the scalp out, keeps it nice and moisturized. Like I said, y'all can order that off of dreadblazers.com. dreadblazers.com. And go up to the menu and go over to dread heads, and that's where you can find the products. But I'm gonna probably end up making a loctician link where I'll put all the stuff for locticians up under one page. Okay, so I start in the middle, and so it's starting to catch a little bit. He started locking a couple months ago. He comes in about once a month. So we go in, we kind of detangle down to the end. And again, I'm holding that hair, and we get that comb in close to the scalp, and then you twirl it. So now with the hair, I like to make sure I don't have hair stretched all the way down here. Keep it close to the tip so that I can get that hair out of there as I twirl the comb around. And flip that hair all the way down. Ryan, now see this, I do a finger twirl, but that's why I would, if it was a longer hair climb, that's why I would do a palm roll to get those hairs to be more uniform and compacted. So with a smaller person, I just twirl it around my finger and make sure I'm twirling it down the hair shaft, down the lock. And I may use a little clip now that he's got a little bit of length to hold it, but eventually when I move up a few rows, I'll probably take it out, depending on how long their hair is. Other people, I just keep clipping, but he would have a million clips in his hair. So you take it, and you twist it, and start pulling that hair out of those teeth down there so that you don't get all locked up in there. And then I slide the hair out towards the top of the comb. Now taking it, smoothing it with my thumb so the hairs will curl up around the lock. And I like to take in and combine my twists sometimes so I don't have so many clips if it'll still lay down. So there's a little hair where they drawing up at the scalp. I just kind of move them over. I don't worry about necessarily having perfect parts, especially once they get locked in. The hair's gonna lock in where it wants to, and nobody's hair is perfect, but from a distance they still look nice and uniformed. Collect all of that hair and stretch it out. See how I caught that tooth in the middle of that lock? Then I take it and roll it around. Let's come over here. So I take it gathered. I don't like to go through and try to repart and all that and then breaking all the hairs. I don't like to do that. It's okay. They don't have to be perfect. Y'all check me out. Check my workout on Locks by Lachey on Facebook, my page, or Dread Blazers on Facebook. I have some clients on there. Now see? I'm gonna give y'all a couple more and then I'm gonna let y'all go. This is a retwist. This is not a starter lock. So for a starter lock, I will show y'all how it goes for starting locks and consultation and product usage, and talk more about all of that. Y'all see how the hair is close to the top? You don't want that hair to be all the way down here because you got to still rotate that comb. So you want to keep that hair close in these close teeth up here. Then you flip it over. Then start scooting the hair out. And then see, it's on the back of the hair, back of the comb. I scoot it up. See that? Then I take it. And I'm stretching it, pulling it, stretching it out a little bit. Just twist it around. See that? And that's why we use the comb, because when I let it go, you see how it stays twisted. If I was to take this and just twist it like this and flip it over, just a palm roll, whatever, when I let that go, you see how loose this is, how flat that one is to the scalp. Right there, and see how this is puffing up just because that's why we twist with the comb. See how that's unraveling? See how that's still staying? That's why you just don't do a flip over with a palm roll. You do a comb. Last one. All right, my baby's acting up. So let's get done. All right, y'all have questions, just comment down below in the comment section. And y'all have a beautiful and blessed day.
She kept pulling it down every time I turn the power. I have